In Cluster 1, we took a look at meetings as part of interaction during group work. We talked about the documents required and process to be followed when booking a meeting. In this cluster, we will take a look at types of meetings, planning, booking, and coordinating the entire event. An event is an important happening. Planning is essential in that it makes one organized and allows for little or nothing to be forgotten during the process. Now, we already know how to arrange a meeting as we learned in Cluster 1. Planning for an event is no different, only that there may be other factors to consider. So we look in gathering information would be our first task, things like dates, times, the length, the preferred venue, refreshments, requirements, presentation media, if there needs to be a speaker available, whatever the case may be. Then we'll source the venue, dependent on the information gathered. This will also be dependent on the amount of people. Then we send the invites, we prepare the documentation, we book the venue and refreshments. Now, where this cluster will come in, or this topic comes in, is where we're actually coordinating the event and checking the venue on the day prior to the event, and then we hold the event. So at the end is where the evaluation comes in, or where the coordination comes in terms of event management. As part of the planning process, it will be a very good idea to develop an action plan. Now, one that you see on the screen is an example. We first set the objective for the task that needs to be completed. So the first thing I've got there is decide on the layout and the theme for our event. I set a target date by when we must decide on the theme and the layout, who the responsible person is, and the action steps we need to take to actually get the objective complete. And then the resources that we need. We need colleagues, the boardroom, and time, because a brainstorming session will mean everybody sits together and decides on a layout. So you'll sit in pros and cons of different types of layouts. What about this? What about that? This is what we need. What theme are we going to choose? And then you'll decide on an actual theme. Then the next thing would be to source a suitable venue according to the theme and layout. You'll set a target date for doing so and the responsible person to do that. And then the action steps will be to contact potential venues. So you could research different venues and then contact them to find out if they can meet with your needs. Also find out how many people they can house, because at this stage you also wouldn't know how many people are going to be there. Then you're going to send out invites so that you can actually find out how many people will be there. Wait for the RSVPs. Once you've got the RSVPs, you can decide on a venue. Then you sit in a meeting, which is the action steps for that. And then the resources required. Everybody will sit and say, okay, which venue do we want? We've got 50 people coming according to the RSVPs, and all these venues can contain 50 people. They can provide for our layout. Which one are we going to choose? And you make a decision. Once you've made a decision, you book the venue, you contact the chosen venue, the caterer, find out what the menu is if necessary, find out dietary requirements, and all that sort of thing. Right. And then you get RSVP back. RSVP, you book the venue, and you confirm the venue and requirements included in writing. The computer internet connection you need, and you'll need a computer to do so. This is once everybody has confirmed, because in between you may have also found more people coming, less people are not coming anymore, some people might respond late. So it's always good to have an additional confirmation or an actual confirmation of the venue when you book it. On the day of the event, you'll check that the necessary requirements have been provided as per the booking made. If the resources like projectors, interaction screen boards, etc. are all in working order, that the water, coffee, tea, and any additional refreshments that were prescribed and or required have been provided for. This is necessary to ensure that you don't get overcharged or don't get paid for amenities or facilities that you didn't receive. Most importantly, make sure that this is done timeously before the invitees arrive. And that's a wrap for topic 3, planning and coordinating events. What did we learn, or what was the summary points? Planning an event requires attention to detail and a plan of action. Ensure to gather all necessary information dependent on the type of event. Make sure to check the venue on the day of the event prior to the guests arriving. Make sure that all requirements planned for have been executed and supplied.